out of was a 5-inch 38, which was used on destroyers and cruisers. There was a 20 millimeter and a 50 caliber bullet. And the airplanes, you would think that they were toys, but they're not toys. In England, they started an aircraft recognition, and it was built to a scale, to the same shape of the wing and the fuselage, the placement of the tail, and they would hold it up for anyone who is in that class to identify at a moment's notice of what kind of airplane that was, whether it was friendly or if it was foe. And that's how they could keep from shooting down their own airplanes. They had to recognize the silhouette of the airplane. And this is the standard Army helmet. It is now made of all kinds of plastic composites. But you wore that, that was your baby. You cradled that thing, you sat on that thing, you took a bath in it, you did everything with it, and you never let it get away from you. They had liners, the liners do come out, but that was your baby. You never lose it. Never set it down and go off without it, because it gets heavy. It weighs about 6 pounds on your head all day long.
One man told us, one of the gentlemen that was part of this said that he had to drink water out of that because he was in a foxhole for 3 days and he had no food or nothing. And they caught rainwater and put it in that helmet. And that's how he stayed alive. And if Mr. Peterson would also show us the plane here and the parachute. We talk about that.
If you stand up, just stand up at the place you're at so you can see. Don't move forward.
And off the table.
The airplane is a model of a B-29. This one's called Dorthy.
Back up to
The parachute is probably a cargo parachute. They were smaller than the ones that were used for people to jump with. This was brought over by Wayne Bray. You may know him. And what else?
Well, if they can sit back down and turn around, Miss Peterson's going to tell them there.
It's still stick up out there where it used to be. Does everybody know where that is? So these are just some pictures of the blimp base and the buildings that were there, and it tells about what it was used for during the Korean War also. They made tanks and half-tracks. Shows the people working in the big hangar in the Korean War, which was later after World War II. This is a scale model, well, maybe not a scale model, but it is a model, a diorama of the blimp base as part of it looked like back in 1943. And the little trains actually run, but it's not hooked up. But these, this is what you call spur track, S-P-U-R. That means it hitches on to a regular mainline railroad track. Now you have to play like you know that track is out there in front of you. You know where the track is. It goes through our town. All right. This spur came from the blimp base up to this main line. And that's the way they got all the big tanks and half-tracks onto the main line over here. Put them on flat cars. You see one's right down there on a flat car, a rail car. And took them into Galveston and then did what with those tanks and half-tracks? Loaded them onto ships and sent them west to the Korean War front. So we did all of that right here in Hitchcock, in that big hangar where the blimps used to be. First we used it as a blimp hangar, and then we used it to make tanks and half-tracks. The Americans are very smart people. Now, do you know why we had blimps here? This was one of the 7 blimp stations in the United States. So we had a unique facility here. The reason we did was because of the danger in World War II of German U-boats. Those are submarines. And they would come up close to the Galveston coastline, all around the United States. So we had to have something to spot those submarines with. A blimp could fly real low and hover over things.
And weren't they
And they
looking-
had special lights, and they could see those German submarines if they were out off the coast of Galveston. So they were the blimp, and that's a blimp. They protected our coastlines during the war, and we were very fortunate to have them. You know how the blimps are kept up? They're inflated with what? Helium. And that little round cylinder over there, that little thing, that is a replica of the helium tank that held stuff that they funneled into the big hangar, to the big blimp. See it in the hangar down there? And then it would just go out on the runway and start getting up. So that's what I can tell you about the lift base. And it's no longer there, but there's still some remnants there.
Now if we could divide them up into about 4 groups, well, or...
You know how to do that? I'm ready. That'd be more of a history project.
I found your
Temple, Texas, that's right, that's